So treating avulsions and prolapse it's tricky. It's inherently tricky because it adds a whole nother layer of complexity. So people with avulsions, I find, honestly have to work so much harder than those of us who don't have an avulsion. And I really wish that wasn't the case, but that's just what I've seen clinically and what I've heard anecdotally from others who have avulsions. Some people with avulsions need to do a lot of Kegel exercises, so pelvic floor contractions, and some don't. The ones that I've seen do need to, and then they have to really stay on top of how quickly they can become hypertonic. So if you're someone who does need to do a lot of pelvic floor strengthening exercises, make sure that you're following all those sessions up with some down regulation breathing exercises. So would my course be good for that? I'll talk about that next. So with an avulsion, what that means is that hammock support on either side of the pelvis, you have a loss of muscular and fascial support. So that's super important, especially for the bladder. So what this means is there's a larger space for organs to shift down into. That makes pressure management super, super important. That makes keeping the rest of your body strong super, super important. So if you can pair those two things, so strong body, including strong pelvic floor, and really good pressure management, then yeah, I think that would really help symptoms. So my course would help with that, number one, strengthening, but number two is you're going to be moving your body in so many different ways. So we're doing standing stuff, sitting stuff, diagonal movements. You're going to be squatting, hip hinging, holding yourself in plank type positions, transferring load, holding a static position and moving a different part of your body, and learning and focusing and really driving in, how do I do each of these functional movements with good pressure management and with good stability of my spine and my hips? That can be imperative, because what you're going to do is the things that you learn from this course are going to translate into your day-to-day life. So a lot of the movements that I programmed are things that you're probably doing in your day-to-day life. And if you train for your life, your symptoms are going to be better, right? But if you're not training and pushing yourself with things that are mimicking your day-to-day life, you're not going to see a ton of improvement, if that makes sense. So yes, I think my program would be great for people with avulsions for those reasons. I kind of answered this before, but I'll just answer this one in a little bit more depth. So are workouts meant for newly postpartum moms? Yes. But can you do them if you're a year postpartum and have been working out? Yes. So here's the thing. If you're working out and you're feeling really good with the current exercises you're doing and current program that you're on, meaning no symptoms past your baseline or very minimal past your baseline, you're progressing really well, you feel strong, you're not having leaking, bulging, hypertonicity, things like that during your current workout program, stick with what you're doing then. No need to spend more money and invest in something different. But if you feel like your goals aren't being met, you're still struggling with certain movement patterns, you tend to become really hypertonic, or you are still uncomfortable with certain movements, then I think my program would be great. Like I said, we really program in a ton of various planes of movement that are more functional.
That's all I would get done. I party like a rock star, like a movie star, like an all-star.
Dr. Marco K, pelvic floor physical therapist with Intamina here today. We are talking